We are here today at Chichen Itza. That is right, we have booked the Tui excursion and we are going to show you now everything to expect on your excursion from the hotel all the way to Chichen Itza, the Mayan Village and also the Cenote swim. So everything's going to be included when you book your excursion with Tui. Now there is lots of other people who do excursions very similar to this, however their excursion might slightly differ, but it will give you still a good understanding of what to expect when you come to this magnificent wonder of the modern world. Okay, firstly you can see it's still dark and that's because it's 5:30 AM here in Mexico in a minute. Our pickup is 5:50 AM, so it is a really early start if you're going to Chichen Itza. What I would say is we're not going to be the first pickup, we're not going to be the last, so the pickup times will vary. It might end up being earlier than 5:50 AM for you. So we were picked up in one of the mini buses you can see here, and they dropped us off to just grab a quick snack from this shop and wait for the main coach. The bus soon arrived and it wasn't long, but we were on our way to Chichen Itza.
To one of the new wonders of the world, Chichen Itza. That will be our first port of call.
Even grabbing a little quick power nap in on the way. So the current time is 7:06, it's actually 8:06 when we left the hotel. We've actually jumped back an hour, travelling through the time zone. So we've been on the coach about an hour and a half. We're going to stop off here, have a quick break, and then it's about another half an hour to Chichen Itza itself. We were then joined by a local Mayan who taught us some Mayan words and told us a little bit about his culture.
Very easy.
But he then actually turned into a sales pitch as he sold us these Mayan calendars, which were actually really quite impressive. It wasn't long before we arrived at Chichen Itza, where our guide took us through to the main entrance and we all met up and we were offered the chance to go on a tour with the guide or to go and explore ourselves. So off we went with our guide for our tour around Chichen Itza. Here it is. We are at Chichen Itza. The tour itself was okay, and it's definitely worth doing if you are interested in more of the Mayan culture and the parts of the site and learning a little bit about the history there. And don't worry about buying souvenirs, there are plenty of market stalls who will be willing to take your money. After around 3 hours at Chichen Itza, we were back on the coach on our way to the Mayan Village. And due to the new road construction, we were able to catch just above the trees the tip of the Pyramid of Kukulkan, something that's quite new to visitors in the area, as this has never been able to be seen from this angle before. It took around 1 hour from Chichen Itza to the Mayan Village. There we were greeted by some locals who taught us how to build and use hammocks, something what they do as their living. Before we were given a quick tour of the village by the tour guide with a little bit of free time to explore. So now it's about 12 and we're in the main Mayan village. Got the school just behind me and we're in the village square right now as well. We've come around, just taking us on a little walk. We've seen some hammocks being made and we've got about half an hour, 40 minutes here, she says, before we'll move on to go grab some lunch. Hola, hello, hola. And at around 12:45 we arrived at the Cenote, where we were treated to a buffet lunch, which did include some pork and chicken, which was actually cooked underground, The food was really, really nice. We actually really enjoyed it. We then got changed and headed off to have a swim in the cenote, and that's when things kind of went wrong. Okay, so as you can probably tell on this video, we don't have any footage of the cenote trip. Unfortunately, we dropped the camera, or I dropped the camera, and it's now lying at the bottom of the cenote. Anyone who follows us on social media will already know that story and what happened there. But basically, yes, we lost it. It fell. The cenote is 30 meters deep. It ain't ever going to be recovered. But I'll tell you a little bit about what to expect when you do the Cenote Experience. So we arrived out, you see where we arrived, and we had the buffet lunch, which was actually really tasty. And then we went down and we got showered, changed. There was lockers there, but there wasn't a huge availability of lockers. We went down and you walk down a path, walk down some steps. I would definitely recommend taking some footwear with you, such as river shoes or sandals or something, just so you don't hurt your feet, because it is a gravel path. And we entered into this huge cave. Now, you've seen a lot of cenotes where they got a fully open roof. This one didn't. This one was a massive cave system, probably about 50 meters wide, and multiple holes across the ceiling. So rather than one big hole, there was lots of different holes where you had the light shining through. There was ropes hanging what you can climb up. There was a platform what you can jump off. And across the cenote, you also add some rope as well, making like a crisscross shape. So as you get in, you can hold onto the rope, get your bearings, pull yourself along. The water temperature was around 20 to 22 degrees. It was a little bit cold when you first got in. You first get in, you go, ooh. But actually, it was quite refreshing. It was nice. It wasn't too bad, and you very, very quickly adjusted to the water temperature. To a point, like I said, we were jumping in off the side of these platforms and had a fantastic time. To us, the cenote was the highlight. I am just gutted beyond belief. I don't have any footage. Would we recommend booking this through Tui? 100%. It was good. We arrived back at the hotel by about 4, maybe a bit close to 5 actually, but we got back at a reasonable time. It was nice. The tour guide, she was good. She could have been a little bit better and a little bit more enthusiastic. I think she had enthusiasm. It just needed to be a bit louder, a bit more vocal about it. But everything else about the trip, we absolutely loved. It was really good. Chichen Itza is an amazing place, and it really got topped off by the cenote. If you are interested in going on that trip, please go and have a look at some of the reviews online and maybe book it yourself. If you're interested in going some other trips, we also went to Cenote and we also went to Island Majoras. Both of them highly recommended, and there will be videos out about them trips as well. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss them videos too.